The story of the Great War of the Emperor and Shi Yu. Originally an evil god with a human body and a buffalo head, the horns on his head were extremely sharp, and the hair growing on his ears was as sharp as a knife. He has 81 brothers, each with the head of a human and the body of an animal, with a body of bronze and iron, extremely fierce. Shi Vu is good at making weapons. Long spears, bows and arrows, battle axes. All the equipment. Therefore, Shi Vu's army at that time was very powerful, often conquering neighboring territories. Initially, Shi Vu was a general under Emperor Yan. After Emperor Yan's defeat, he turned to submit to the emperor. But soon, Kai Vu betrayed his heart, gathered 81 of his brothers to overthrow the emperor, and instigated and joined forces with the demons of the deep forest and the Miao people in the south to start an army. Caused war. The two factions met at the Battle of Trak Lok, in today's Hebei Province, China. Kai Vu's army was full of ferocious wolves, ghosts, and giants, quickly defeating the emperor's army. Kai Vu himself is a powerful war god, skilled in many spells. He called the wind and rain, blew out smoke and sprayed mist, creating a thick layer of fog that surrounded the emperor's army, destroying the enemy's ranks. Legend has it that Shi Vu fought 9 battles and won all 9. The end was almost over. Fortunately at that time, the emperor's subordinate Feng Hao came up with the idea of using magnet stone to make a compass. No matter how it was turned, the magnet statue on the car pointed to the south, thanks to which the emperor's army could determine the direction and escape Shi Vu's foggy encirclement. Again, Shi Vu's side had a subordinate named Cmi. His body is like a 4-legged beast, but his face is like a 3-year-old child. Although he is small, he has a cunning tongue and is very good at deceiving others. Cmi and the monsters tried their best to use magic to bewitch the enemy, causing the emperor's soldiers to go crazy. At that moment, a subordinate of the emperor blew out a military signal. The majestic sound of the horn kept the soldiers awake, neutralizing Cmi's magic. In the end, this battle was won by the emperor's side. Shi Vu invited 2 assistants to help, the wind god Feng Ba and the rain god Vu Su. These 2 people used magic, called rain and wind, and in an instant engulfed the entire battle. The emperor's general, Eng Long, can usually control rain and thunderstorms, but today, when he met these 2 great weathermasters, he had no choice but to do so. The emperor still did not flinch. He called out his daughter named Bat. Welcome battle. Although Bat is a young woman, her appearance is ugly and her forehead is bald. As soon as he went into battle, Bat's bald forehead suddenly emitted a dazzling light. In an instant, the rain, thunder and lightning ceased, the sun shone high above, and the rainwater dried up. After that, the emperor captured and killed a man. Baby beast, a giant animal with a buffalo head but only 1 leg. Wherever it appears, there will be thunderstorms. He skinned it to make a drum, and used the bone to make an awl. When brought to the battlefield, the sound of the drum is louder than thunder, echoing into the mountains and valleys, causing heaven and earth to change color. The sound of the drums increased the morale of the emperor's army, but on the contrary, it made Kai Vu's men and soldiers scared to death. The monsters and demons fled in fear. Eng Long flew in the sky, killed most of Shi Vu's brothers, and finally captured him alive. Shi Vu was brought before the emperor with shackles and executed in track. Lock. Legend has it that during the execution, the soldiers were still afraid of Shi Vu's divine power, so they did not dare to remove the shackles on his body. When Shi Xuu died, the shackles were covered in his blood and were thrown into the wilderness, where a maple forest grew. Each maple leaf is as bright red as Kai Vu's blood. Another story says that the emperor chased Shi Vu until Sun Te province before capturing and killing him. When Kai Vu was beheaded, blood poured out and condensed into Gi Tri Lake. The lake is about 120 miles wide and the water is red, so people think it was Shi Vu's blood in the past. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.